everyone. Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blind Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we have a very special guest. We have Shug Jackson. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, world. How y'all doing out there? How
I
y'all
hope.
doing?
Look, we're gonna hope that everybody is doing fine. But
Yeah, I
what we're
hope so.
gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah, I
let you
hope
take
so.
over and tell
Okay.
everyone a little bit about yourself.
All right. As you said, my name's Shug Jackson. Formerly a rap artist of Def Jam Records, now independent. Um, Trying to bring some substance back to the game. From originally from Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. I live in
Mhm.
Phoenix, Arizona. I live in Phoenix, Arizona now. So, um, done from rapping to now getting into movies, doing the acting thing. So just trying to do it all. So been doing this for a very long time.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
after you left Def Jam, what made you want to continue music as an independent artist?
Um. Actually, I kind of Def Jam held me up for a lot of years, and then I kind of got frustrated. I got away from music for a while, and some years back, I was out in Los Angeles with some friends of mine, and we walked into this little diner thing downtown Los Angeles, and there was this guy in the corner that they happened to know, an old guy, and we walked up to him. They introduced me to the guy, and they said, "This is Suge." And the guy immediately said, "Suge, with the song Night Stalker from years ago." And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, Where'd you go, man?" I said, "Just taking a break, man." And he said, "The world needs your voice, man." And that kind of just shot a light bulb off in my head that, God did give me this voice. So um, I got to use it. So that kind of got me back into, the swing of things and getting out of the frustrations and being held up on Def Jam Records.
Okay,
So
so that's kind of
yeah.
very valuable because with this show right here, it is mainly focused on independent artists, and
Okay.
you will find artists that want to be signed to a label. That's their
Uh huh.
major dream and everything.
Hmm.
What is the downside of being signed to a label? Because everybody always think about the glamorous side, the advances, all this. But what is the downside to actually being signed to a major label?
Well, they control everything. They get the bulk of the money. You know what I mean. You pretty much gonna always be in debt with a major label. So I think that's the downside. They get all the control and the majority of the money, while you out there, busting your tail to get peanuts. So I think that's pretty much the downside of it. Now the flip side of that is the machine that can get you out there and get you very popular. But fame with no money coming in is pretty much a waste of time. So you have a lot of artists out there like that. They might be famous. They look the
Mm-hmm.
part, but they look the part, but that money ain't coming in. So I think that's the ups and the downs about it. So
So I have another question for you.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
always talk about the live performances that they get playing in
Hmm.
cafes, playing in home family centered festivals, things like that. Do
Hmm.
you think that it's harder to get those types of gigs? Do you feel that they're pushed mainly to clubs?
A lot of people are afraid of rap music.
Hmm.
So it ain't as friendly as like R&B or
Okay, so
stuff
who
like that.
who
So
who are the lot of people
that a lot of people that what?
that are afraid of rap music?
Well, a lot of venues. are afraid to bring in rap music because of the crowd they think it's going to draw. Right? They think,
Mm-hmm.
they think violence, and some of it is understandable, because you do have, with certain artists, that kind of crowd kind of follows their stuff. So it ain't that the artist is asking for it. That just happens to be the crowd that follows them. So things happen. So I think that's the more, and you also have that in rock and roll music. You may not have the
Okay.
you may not have the violence from the guns, you know what I mean, as much. But there's fights. There's all kind of crazy stuff that go on. So, but I think the violence with the gunplay at a lot of rap shows over the years have really hurt uh, a lot of us rap artists as far as going to certain venues. So it's, a lot of rappers can't get the big venues because not only that, they don't have the following as a lot of the rock and roll.
Where do you think is untapped potential for artists to perform?
Untapped potential for, as far as cities or venue,
Anything.
anything untapped. Uh, Man, wow. I would say, as far as rap goes, just anywhere that's not predominantly, urban. Like, I mean, um, if it's a country market, go perform. You know what I mean? If it's 10,000 people in that audience, if 100 of them like you, that's 100 people you didn't have before, and that 100 kind of trickles on down. Their friends. Maybe they turn some people on to it. So if it's I don't care if it's a Latin crowd that's there to listen to Latin music. You know what I mean? I think the powerful thing about music, especially the beat, the vibes, even if people aren't into what you're saying, the music can move them. That can gain you fans also. So, and in today's rap game, a lot of people don't even listen to the lyrics anymore anyway. They just listen to the beat. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? It versus back when verse that's real talk. Versus back when I got signed to Def Jam back in '91. Wow, right? Back then it was more storytelling. It was
hmm
more you bringing you bringing the record to life with what you're talking about. So it was
and
people
the
were forced to listen
video
to it.
and the video matched the song and went along with the song. It
Exactly.
does not do that anymore.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Well, I that part I don't have a problem with. It's because the video you get out of it whatever your mind is going to get out of it, right? So that part I really don't have a problem with. It's just and when I said when we first got on about me trying to bring some substance back to the game, that's
hmm
pretty much what I'm talking about. Rap music lacks storytelling nowadays, and I think that's what really draws people in. If you're talking about something that they can feel, make them laugh, make them cry, make them think. You know what I mean? So, because words are powerful. So, um,
So I'm gonna ask you this
that's the difference.
question.
Hmm.
With I asked this question to another artist, and I want to know what you think. With the way hip hop is stigmatized right now, because you just talked about a lot of people are afraid of rap.
Hmm.
Do you think that is the reason why a lot of hip hop artists is trying to collaborate with country artists to move from that hard rap, guns, all those things to a more, I guess, versatile crowd that could, I would say, appreciate the art more because it's not talking about those dark things. Do you think that many artists is going that direction because of that, or why do you think that some artists is going with the collaborations with country music?
I think it's a combination of all of that. I think it's those artists understand how to widen their brand, market their brand to, they don't want to be just stuck inside of a little box per se. You know what I mean? And if you try to market yourself to other genres, other bring those people in. Now you're tapping into their fans. You see what I'm saying? You're gaining fans, you're gaining listeners that probably wouldn't have listened to you if it wasn't for you collaborating with that particular artist. So I think that's a smart move. I think it's more business. I think it's for the love of music. A lot of artists love all types of music. They just happen to do the music that they do. Um, so I think it's just a combination of all things, and I think it's a great thing, that because music is music, whether I don't care what genre it is, it all has its place, and you can get something out of all types of music. So you know,
So do
um,
you think that it's safer for the artist?
it's I, right. Safer.
You know they
Who
say hip
knows?
hop is a dangerous profession now. I didn't
Well,
say it. I think it
well, it
was
is.
Jim Jones who said it.
We all say it is dangerous,
Okay.
but it's very dangerous. But I mean, walking outside your house can be dangerous. So I think
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So it's just, but it's. I don't think necessarily if you're a rap artist and you talking about a bunch of crazy stuff and you're stirring up that whirlwind as I call it, and you're drawing all that energy to you. I don't care who you went and did a song with. That's not going to make these other people forget about what you said on these other
No, I
records.
mean, who
So
would want to collaborate with somebody who always keeping up mess?
not too many,
Mm-hmm.
not too many. So um, not to my knowledge, because they don't want to bring that energy into their world. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you are who you associate with. That's what people. That's the crazy thing about the world. So, um, but on a smart business tip and just the love of music, period, no matter what genre it is, yeah, I think it's great to go do music with whoever, you know.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
So tell me about your latest project.
Latest project, well, I just dropped two singles. One's called Check Me Out. Um, it's a real like West Coast sound. Um, Bang. And then I just dropped another single with called Pay Attention with Big Hutch from the legendary rap group Above the Law, from back in the day. So him and I collaborated on that song. That one is um, I think that's the one that's gonna hit it out the ballpark. So doing that, trying to do a movie towards the end of the year.
Okay.
Um, I'm also in a movie already called Renegades with Danny Trejo and Lee Majors.
Okay.
Yeah, that's out on Prime and all that other stuff. So got a little small part in there. So I'm trying to just
Wait a
trying to do
minute. Wait a minute.
Prime
You just
Prime
said
Video.
I'm in a movie and
Yeah.
it's out
hmm
now. You can find it on Prime and all those other places. What's all those other places?
Prime Video, Netflix, on demand, all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All the platforms like that. So that's what
Okay.
So the movie's actually up for an award over, and I think it's over in the UK or something, like the best action movie or something.
Out of each one of them that you just named, which one you feel is the best? And not because it sounds that way. I want to know which one was the best with the process, with the collaborations, even with the producers and everybody. Which one just when you were finished, you know how you get that warm feeling like it's gonna be good. Which one was
hmm
it?
It was Pay Attention.
Okay,
Pay attention.
why?
That was why. From Big Hutch being in there, that guy's energy is something else, and he's so knowledgeable about the business. You know what I mean? Him being around Dr. Dre for all these years. You know what I mean? So, and Easy back in the day, Easy E. So it's just his energy just made it fun, and it was real easy to work on. I've been wanting to do a song with him for years, and it just finally happened. But I think that one, you know what I mean? It just came
So
together.
that one is where you're gonna put your promotional dollars in.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So So do you have a video for it already?
Not yet, not yet. We're gonna start working on that in the next couple of weeks, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's gonna be either in Atlanta or Las Vegas. We're trying to decide that.
Oh, it's so hot in Las Vegas right now.
It's hot all
Woo.
over the place.
Look, that's a different kind of heat. I lived there
Uh,
briefly. Oh my God. I was waiting on my friend to open the door and I was like, let me in! It was I had never experienced that. But you live
oh,
in Arizona. You live in
right.
Arizona, so you know. But
Same stuff.
oh,
Same stuff.
I
Same
look
stuff.
in Arkansas we get all 4 seasons in one day. We don't deal with it get hot, but you get to prepare up to it throughout the day.
Right, right. But y'all got all that
Oh,
humidity. Y'all got all that humidity out there. See, we are dry heat, so it's a little different.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
little
it,
different.
yeah. So my next question is, and it's still going to tie into your singles.
Okay.
I, I asked this because I know it's been out for a while, but it's like now more artists are using it. What do you think about artificial intelligence for collaboration? The voice recognition part.
If it's as long as it's, no, as long as it's not somebody else, you're not using somebody else's voice. Well,
Hmm.
you can kind of tweak you can use your own voice and then kind of tweak it or whatever to make it sound like whatever. I'm for that part. But using somebody else's voice and them not getting paid for it, that's kind of like sampling, right? Everybody gets paid. You gotta clear samples and all that stuff.
There's no laws about it right now, so it's like
Right.
it's being pioneered, and it's
Yeah.
like again the music world is being turned over again, and
Right.
everybody has to adjust. What do you think the rules should be?
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.